So, so hello guys, and today we are going to be doing a new series on PhysBoom. So I haven't posted in a really long time, mainly because of school, but now we'll attempt to post more often. And so basically what this series is going to be is you guys can tell me what to try to program in Python, and then I will attempt to do it. So the first thing was this sentence analyzer program that was basically created to solve an English assignment. Um, and basically this is what it is, and you can tell that it's my programming because it's all spaghetti code and you have a bunch of random stuff. And basically what kind of happened was I was on a deadline, and so commented sub stuff, but I just kind of wrote stuff without actually doing anything. And so when you run it, this is basically kind of how it works. You type in your sentence like, hello, I am Matthew, and then it can tell you what sentence type you are. And again, that was created for an English assignment. And so how this thing works is first you have these three text lists, and basically if you can see them here, they are just a verb list, an adverb list, and an adjective list. And then so what it does is it opens all of these files, and then it stores a variable with literally every single word in those files, which is lines 2, lines, and lines 3. And then what it basically does is it lists all of the conjunctions, which can be possible to introduce a certain clause. And for independent clauses, it's and, but, for, or, yet, nor, after, and so. And for dependent clauses, all of these. And then basically what it does is it has this giant list of conditions. And basically, at the time that I made this, I wasn't good enough with neural networking to basically plug in thousands of sentences into it and have it be able to do this. So I had to come up with a bunch of manual rules. And if you can see here, I have a bunch of these variables, which because of the fact that I didn't annotate them, I don't even know what they are. And basically, it kind of runs like this. So the first thing it does is it takes the sentence, right? And then it makes a variable that's a copy of the sentence. And the reason that it does that is so there's going to be one sentence with the original, and there's going to be one sentence without any punctuation. So if you run the module again, you can see that when I typed in here, this sentence still had this comma, this sentence still had everything, and then this sentence had everything without commas. And basically what that is to see if a certain conjunction introduces an independent clause or not. And then you basically have every single word inside these sentences. And again, there's the words with the sentence with the punctuation, the one without the punctuation. And so then basically what you do is you take the size of the sentences, and what it does is it gives you the word count here, the print word size 2. And then what this does here is it checks for semicolons, and then it adds one to the independent clause amount if it does so. And it also adds one to the verb amount. Program, it adds one to the verb count because the way that this program works is that it also checks for the amount of verbs to see if it's not some weird statement. So, and then here what it does is it checks if the last word of the sentence is a verb, is because the listing here, the way that you index it, it starts with position 0, and so it doesn't reach the last word of the sentence, and sometimes this can mess up the calculation. So that's why this is in place. And then basically, this notates every single position of the and a. Not exactly sure why I have this. It's not really important, but I just kind of stuck it there. It doesn't really improve the accuracy by too much, but again, I was making this in a hurry, so I didn't really check too much. And here what it does is it detects the verbs and before the adjectives and the adverbs, because sometimes the verbs are the same word as the adjectives and the adverbs. And so just so they don't get removed, and then later it's found out that for some reason a sentence is simple versus compound, because there aren't enough verbs, it checks how many verbs there are before it checks adjectives. And then it basically removes the adjectives and the adverbs, because they're useless to the calculation. And then it again indexes all of the verbs, the thes, and the a's, again, for a reason that's not very important. And then it checks for commas in the original sentence. And that's why you have two sentences, because it checks for commas. And then it just adds a bunch of conjunctions to see if they actually introduce an independent clause, or if they don't introduce an independent clause. For the dependent clause, the cutoff isn't very big. It's very easy to be considered to be a dependent clause. And then, after all of that, it suddenly sees how many independent and dependent clauses there are, and then displays the sentence type. And so, this is basically why you have the comma thing in place and all the verb things, because normally this would be considered a compound sentence. Okay, and now, when I run this though, it's going to be considered simple, even though it has all of these and words. And words, yeah. And also, the other reason that I told him to remove adjectives, basically, so that when you have a sentence like this, it's going to identify it as simple instead of being something different. And as you can see, it actually removed the conjunction from the list. So, yeah, that is basically the sentence analyzer. If you like this new series, just hit the like button down below, and I'll try to do more. If you have any ideas of what I should program next, let me know too, and I will try to do them. As long as they're reasonable ideas that can be actually done and aren't too difficult, I will attempt to do them. Thank you, and subscribe for more PhysBoom.